We started the Geico Summer Swing in Milwaukee with a Badger Open. Jake Peters won his first career title. It was time for more history in the Wolf Open. Chris Loschetter won his first ever crown. In the Bear Open, the Australian sensation Jason Belmonte took his 7th career championship. And finally in the Milwaukee Open, Chris Barnes outlasted Hall of Famer Norm Duke for his 15th career title. Now the 4 winners plus Norm wrap up the Summer Sizzle in Milwaukee with a king of the swing. It's been a busy Geico PBA Summer King of the Swing presented by Luke DeSoil already in Milwaukee. 4 PBA Tour titles have been awarded. Now from historic Bolero Lanes, 5 of the world's top bowlers want to lead the Brew City as the summer's best in this event. To get to this event, you needed to win one of the Geico Summer Swing titles, which Peters, Loschetter, Belmonte, and Barnes did. Norm Duke makes the final 5 after earning the most competition points during the Summer Swing without getting a win. We have Stepladder bowling. We start the wild card. The 5th seed Norm Duke facing youngster Jake Peters. Chris Barnes is the #1 seed after winning his first ever title in Milwaukee when he took home the Milwaukee Open. Norm Duke is in the Hall of Fame, as is my broadcast partner Andy Peterson. Together they are lane level.
Thanks, Dave. Norm Duke, a little deja vu. Very similar situation than you found yourself in at the Milwaukee Open. Once again, Chris Barnes, the tournament leader. Once again, he chooses the Badger oil pattern. What do you have to do to climb the ladder and gain a rematch with Chris Barnes today?
Well, much like I did, a few weeks ago, and that you got to post a bigger number than you think is possible because the guys really like this. I mean, for me, it plays hard, but most of the guys they put up some good numbers. I was able to do that then, and it's gonna be more of the same today. Either I have to strike or get lost.
Norm, thanks for your time. Good luck.
More on the Badger oil pattern, 52 feet. Longest by far the animal pattern library. Greatly increased length, higher volume of oiled down lane, placing a premium on accurately repeating shots. We expect a medium scoring pace today.
The Badger Open champion is a 3-time collegiate team champion at Wichita State from Decatur, Illinois, Jake Peters.
Recently crowned a champion, as we saw for the first time. Jake returns to the lanes here in Milwaukee. To go head-to-head with a legend. How will he respond to the challenge? Nice start for Jake.
Hey, did you mention that Jake Peters won on this very oil pattern?
His first career title from Decatur, Illinois.
The PBA King of the Swing wild card owns 37 PBA Tour titles. 2-time PBA Player of the Year from Claremont, Florida. PBA Hall of Famer Norm Duke.
Yeah, I'd understand if you would use Randy Peterson and wild card in the same sentence. I'm not sure it works very well when you put Norm Duke and wild card in the same sentence.
Came close to winning on the Summer Swing. Second place to Chris Barnes, Milwaukee Open. There's a great start for Norm.
Kate, please. Kate.
Norm Duke early on going much straighter, closer to second arrow. Jake Peters way inside.
An early adjustment.
Well, right before going on the air after Norm's last couple of practice shots, he was fidgeting with that tape in that thumb hole. He's an unbelievable field player, and this is how he made it. Highest point total without winning during the Summer Swing.
He came close. Maybe he wins this event. In a groove early. Crunches down, 10 into the pit.
And check out how these two players are attacking the 52-foot Badger. And remember, no Badgers were injured during the creation of this oil pattern. Look at how deep Jake Peters is already. Already in the 5th arrow, the 25th board. Norm Duke, well, right around the 13th board. A zip code farther left for Jake Peters.
Help.
Well, he didn't like it. As soon as it left his hand, Dave, he said help, and he got it, only leaving the 4-pin. Right around 23, 24. And a nice break just leaving the single pin. He's got that gel working good, huh?
He looks sharp. There's a 4. There's a spare for Jake.
He's got those power spikes going. I like it.
Former All-American, ITC national champ at Wichita State. Lucas Oil PBA Badger Open for his first ever PBA crown. So fun for us to cover the events of the summer swing and see the history with Peters, Chris Loschetter, first ever titles. Something they'll never forget. Well, Jake would like to wrap up this event with success here. 3-6.
Watching practice, I noticed that Norm was throwing a few shots from in, and I asked Del Ballard, Hall of Famer Del Ballard Jr., ball rep for Norm Duke and his coach, why is he doing that? And Del said he doesn't want anybody playing the track, playing where Norm's going to play. So Norm just moved in and tried to burn up a spot in the middle part of the lane, and when he felt like it, he would just move right about 10 to 15 boards and play the shot you're about to see coming up.
Third frame. Looking for a turkey to start off here is Norm. Chance to go up 22 pins. A pin stands.
Come on, Norman. Oh, gee.
Looks like he's using the same bowling ball he used in the Milwaukee Open against Chris Barnes. A low-level shot right here. Loses it off his hand just slightly to the right. Almost struck.
There's a spare.
What a great match it was against Chris Barnes.
Come on, Norman.
That title match coming down to the 9th and 10th frame. Barnes trips that 4-pin in the 9th and then doubles. Let's take a look at Norm Duke's arsenal using that Marvel Pearl once again. Duke got the first hit in the 10th and then failed to double.
Nearly the big 4-0. Man. 4, 6, 7. Nearly impossible. Pick up this one.
The big 4 has only been made once in the history of television. As you see, Norm go right through the heart. So the 4, 6, 7, same animal, you're going to try to throw it really hard and fast at the 4, 7 and hope one of these pins bounces out and takes out the 6-pin.
Not to be. Open frame early on here for Norm. Right lane, 4th frame for Jake Peters from Decatur, Illinois, only 24 years old. Nickname before he won his first title was Jakey Boy. We changed it to Jake the Man. Seems a bit more appropriate. Didn't like it. And that's why.
6, 7, 10 split.
That looks familiar.
Well, the difference is that it's the 4, 7, 10 instead of the 4, 6, 7. This or excuse me, 6-7-10. This split actually very makeable.
Come on.
Can he convert? You bet. Cross the net, kick out on number 7. That was sweet.
Well, I said it was very makeable. There you go. It's the only way to make it unless you bounce it out of the back of the pin deck. That's the high percentage shot when you're trying to convert. What a great, great shot. He avoids the open frame and is still clean. This match, all even.
Better. Come on.
8-10 split.
Now, I've never seen this made on television. I'm not saying it hasn't been made. I just can't remember the last time it was made. I can't remember the last time it was left on television either. 52 feet of oil will certainly make the percentages go up in terms of leaving an 8-10.
You and I call the only made Big Four in PBA televised history. 2005, Walter Owens Jr. did it in Atlanta.
Back-to-back splits for Jake Peters. Norm Duke had a split in the 4th frame. Our last 3 shots thrown, all splits. Duke back up by 13.
Topsy-turvy match here. Looking for the King of Swing trophy. I like it. There's the response from the Hall of Famer. That is an answer.
That's a great shot. Nice comeback from the split in the 4th, but I want to see the next shot on the left lane. Perfect. And he knew it. Now, the last time he threw his strike ball on the left lane, he went through the nose and he looked real perplexed. I want to see what kind of adjustment, if any, is made.
You're up 23. You bet.
Hard to see from our vantage point whether it was a better shot or whether there was an adjustment or a move made. Nonetheless, it's still a double and a big lead for Norm Duke.
Jake Peters open in the 5th. How badly will that hurt him? Duke has a lead in Milwaukee.
Geico's Summer King of Swing, presented by Lucas Oil on CBS Sports Network, is brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. By Jack Link's Beef Jerky, feed your wild side. And by Barbasol, shave like a man.
Great city, Milwaukee, a great host for the PBA Summer Swing. Jake Peters battling Norm Duke. Moments ago, Jake spoke with his coach, Brett Spangler.
I'm scared to move back because then I'm close farther away from the head pin. I mean, and if we're going to the weaker piece, I don't really want to go further away from the head.
No, I agree completely about that. I mean, you were throwing that one because it just didn't get much shape down lane. Now you need shape down lane. I mean, you don't need to. Right. You don't need to be that far. Yeah. Keep it off the right part of the hand and.
Yeah, I mean, because those first 2 were just me because I didn't get my angles right, and then I finally got my angles right, and. Yeah, right. So. Well,
I mean,
I'm not sure how to decipher that conversation. It looks like he's staying with the same bowling ball. But I think the question was, does he move and change balls? Looks like he's going to stay where he's at. Absolutely.
There's the help on number 4. Down it goes. Time for the Lucas Oil shot of the day, Randy.
Well, just a tremendous split conversion here, sliding the 6 over into the 7. Were these lanes oiled with the Lucas oil? Because they're awful slick. just asking.
Here's Jake's arsenal.
Primal Rage, very strong.
That's out of 10.
Well, trip 4 and then Brooklyn. Not exactly the double you're looking for. Hope Norm Duke wasn't watching.
Seventh frame. Right lane. To go up 23. He'll do just that.
The wee Iceman cometh with a 3-bagger. That's a great shot here, man. Working on a double. What his opponent just did, he's not even fazed by it. And look at that pose and finish. Who do you think you are? I'm Norm Duke.
Finish. Staring down those pins. Look at that. Could have his 100th career TV victory here today. That'd be something.
How about that average? Almost 230 on television.
Just a brilliant Hall of Fame career. And more to come from the great Norm Duke.
Great stuff. Jake Peters, big hole right now. He can cut the lead to 13 with a strike in the 8th and the 9th.
Family is here. Wedding's coming up in September. 2-4 standing here for Jake.
What's that? Okay.
Getting married on September 21st to Melissa.
Jake Peters in big trouble now on the very pattern he won on. Obviously, this pair broken down in terms of the area of play. Not exactly the same look he had when he took out Josh Blanchard in the Badger Open.
In the championship match, former college teammates at Wichita State. Jake's first ever title, but he's in a huge hole here against the Hall of Famer, who, as you can see, has got a 4-bagger going.
You never know, Jake.
Max score for Jake Peters, 210. Norm Duke in the mid-220s already. Shot, trip 4. All right. Norm Duke can pretty much end it with a strike here in the 9th. Strike here in the 9th will put him in the 230s. We just need to get some kind of reasonable count in the 10th frame after that. Big shot coming up right here. Using the entire approach.
It's all about pacing to create ball speed with a 16 pounds of equipment. 10 pin for Norm.
Thank you.
9 on the first ball. Norm Duke will advance. Whoa, my. Are you kidding me?
1, 2, 8, 10 with a double wood and a miss of the head pin.
Massive washout. Worst possible time for Norm Duke. This is just a dead miss right.
Good Lord. Come on, spare to win.
Needs a spare. Tough cover. Gets it.
How about that?
Comes through.
How about that?
And now he's just got to keep on the lane to win this match.
Needs one. What a washout conversion this is. Check this out. Left side of the head pin, throw it into the 10. Perfect. Just catches enough of the 10 pin.
The last thing he envisioned was having to cover the washout. But he did it. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. And he's a winner. All 10 down, 60 feet to success for Norm.
Congratulations on your first title.
And a wrap-up of this first match with Jason Belmonte, the Australian sensation. Next up in the second step-ladder match, climbing the ladder, King of the Swing, wrap-up event of the Geico Summer Swing here in Milwaukee. Hall of Famer Norm Duke is through to the next round. He'll take on the Aussie star next. Duke has advanced. He'll take on Jason Belmonte of Australia next. Step ladder bracket continues. Here in Milwaukee, King of the Swing, wrapping up the Geico Summer Swing. Dave and Randy back with you. First time ever, the PBA Tour on CBS Sports Network. History. Great to be back with you again, buddy, after all these years. My Hall of Fame broadcast partner. Hall of Fame move, Norm Duke, able to pick up that washout. Huge spare.
Absolutely. You know, Hall of Famers, All-Stars, Superstars, they never waver with adversity. Norm did exactly what you expected him to do, and that was go, okay, but if I make this, I still win and move on. It's exactly what he did.
And Jason Belmonte still up, could be Player of the Year in the PBA Tour this year. Chris Barnes still to come as well. What do you look forward to most throughout the rest of our show?
Well, the middle part of the lane looks like it's destroyed. Based on what Jake Peters' ball reaction looked like, it looked awful. It looks like Norm has forced the issue to play out in as straight as possible. It's just going to depend on how long that holds up. You got the powerhouse Jason Belmonte coming up next, and he is infamous. He's known for destroying oil patterns. It's just going to be interesting on how the lanes break down and who it plays to the most, which style, straighter or hooking it more.
The two-hander from Australia has won 7 times on the PBA Tour, going head-to-head with Norm Duke. What a matchup we've got for you on CBS Sports Network. More coming from Milwaukee. Great bowling excitement. It's the summer King of the Swing, the Hall of Famer, against the superstar from Down Under.
Welcome back to the Geico PBA Summer Swing on CBS Sports Network.
Well, Jason, thanks very much. We appreciate that. Good to see him in action here today. Take on Norm Duke in the second match. PBA titleist Chris Loschetter and 15-time winner Chris Barnes await.
The Bear Open champion owns 7 PBA Tour titles. The reigning USBC Masters champion from Orange, New South Wales, Australia, Belmonte, Jason Belmonte.
Always a fan favorite. He's a man who's won in 15 different countries. Achieved international fame. 9 TV shows last year. Starts his day with a 4.
I mean, he's way in as well. But who can forget what he did at the Bear Open against Chris Barnes and throwing the last 7 strikes in a row to claim that title. You see that ball's well inside of where Norm Duke's going to play. That was a great match against Barnes. Barnes doubles in the 10th to make it a contest, and Belmonte just gets up and goes bang, 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 end of stories.
Norm returns. Perfect pass to the pocket. And this is the first ever TV matchup between these two.
And it seems like it was just yesterday when we watched Norm play this exact same line against Chris Barnes in the Milwaukee Open. Look at how straight this ball is going down the lane. Not a lot of down lane reaction. Remember, the oil pattern is 52 feet in length. It's the longest oil pattern in the history of the PBA Tour, at least for the named animal patterns it is. And did I say no badger was harmed?
You have mentioned that.
Okay.
Well, throughout our summer swing, we appreciate the note. Number 7 goes down late. He'll take it.
I'm an animal lover, Dave.
As if I.
This is kind of comical in a way. Look at how softly he rips the rack. I'm not even sure I could use that. That 5-pin just kind of nonchalantly slides over into the 7. I mean, we're used to pins just flying everywhere with these extremely strong bowling balls.
Kind of like that.
Well, this was a different bowling ball used on the right lane than the left, but the reason why Belmonte can still throw shrapnel around is because he throws the ball at about 19 or 20 miles an hour with a rev rate over 600. Marvel Pearl on the right lane, Wrecker on the left lane. Or as Jason Belmonte would say, it's a wrecker.
There's a 10.
Ring of 10. You want to talk about a fast ring of 10. Watch how fast the 6-pin goes around this 10-pin here. Second pin to the right. Zing! That's fast.
There's the spare. 7 titles for Jason. That's only third best in this show. 37. Chris Barnes 15. Great field today. 11 total majors. The winner of today's event, not an official PBA title, but it is an event as well. Got the crown, prize money. Concluding what has been a great summer swing of bowling here in Milwaukee on CBS Sports Network.
That was buttery right there. Kind of feathered that one down there nicely.
Just the 4 stand.
Well, he's staying right of all the traffic. Ball just a little bit high, leaving the 4-pin. The move for Norm off of that would be maybe to just increase his speed a little bit or move his target to the left. Try to find a little bit more oil to get the ball to lay off.
Left line. Left line.
With that victory, Randy, now a 7-6, a 6-5 record officially on TV with title matches. And 7 championships. Sorry about that, my friend.
No, you're fine. I was going to say that this next shot is going to be coming at us pretty quick. And 52 feet of oil and the velocity that he's able to throw it at, the ball's going to come at the pins pretty quickly. Talking with Jason Belmonte, I asked him, what's your number 1 miss? Is it missing target left, missing target right? He said, no, my number 1 miss is just getting fast.
Covers the double wood, the 2-8 nicely.
Let's take a look at how these two players are attacking the left lane on the 52-foot Badger oil pattern. Norm Duke right around the 13th board. Nice and straight and direct. That was the last shot he threw on that lane, leaving the 4-pin. And Belmonte, well, right over the 25th board. There's a good 12 boards left of Norm Duke. Belmonte throwing 2 different bowling balls.
Down to the pit there for Jason Belmonte. Big time shot.
Well, that ball kind of went through the pins with bad intentions there. Just kind of split the rack wide open.
Comes up 21. Works on a spare. Right lane. 5th frame. Perfect shot.
Right now, Norm Duke's playing the whole game. In other words, if he misses in, he wants that ball to skate like it just hit a sheet of ice and lay there and set up into the pocket. Not trying to throw the ball to the right and have it arc back in. I mean, it's just a subtle 1 to 2 board head belly in the front part of the lane, and that's it.
Expands the lead. Up 31. Back-to-back jacks for Norm. Trying to get hot. Head-to-head with Jason Belmonte, 7-time titleist. We conclude this exciting match next. Milwaukee's been the home of many important bowling events in the sport's history. Here's who was a top stop on the PBA Tour. 2004 history made as well. First time ever at a baseball stadium at PBA Tour event. Miller Park, top prize of $100,000. Danny Wiseman, 2013 PBA Hall of Fame inductee, over Patrick Allen. Title match.
Greatest venue we've ever called a bowling match in.
A lot of fun. Can't believe it's so long ago. 268-1, 83 was the final. Great crowd. The TV lanes were set up in short right field at Miller Park, which is only a few miles from where we are here.
And you won the sausage race that day.
was
so awesome.
Involved in the sausage race. Anyway, first event, these very lanes, PBA stopped, 1966. Great history in this fantastic bowling city. Back to Belmo and back to a strike.
That's scary. Yeah, that many revolutions going down the lane. Watch this ball just kind of lay there and behave really nicely for Jason Belmonte. Right over 4th there, a little farther right on that lane, and man, did that set up nice. This guy's got great touch. You know, you watch this two-handed style, and it's just amazing. And for players that have tried it, it's very difficult to throw the ball with any velocity. But creating the hook is not a problem. You don't put your thumb in. That's not the deal. But it's throwing it this fast. But he has great touch.
The Turkey to cut the lead. Yet some help on the 6-pin. Late kick. Didn't like it. But he will take the results for sure.
Well, this is a huge break. And a bad shot, he pinched it left. And a huge break there. That could have been a big 4. That could have been a Greek church. Instead, it's a strike and a 3-bagger, cutting the deficit to 21 pins.
Norm goes for a turkey, 7th frame, right lane. He can go right back to a 21-pin lead, which he does. Not much of right at the pocket. Maintain that outstanding line for the 1-3 pocket.
And it's a typical Norm Duke reaction. He is unfazed. He just steps up. He's so focused, mentally just in his zone, in his quiet little place right now. He's at peace with everything that's in front of him, and all he's doing is just throwing a ball and flipping the switch to autopilot.
time.
Likes that one. He likes that one a lot.
Stares it down. You know he does that. He's impressed. And he's found it.
Not doing a whole lot to the bowling ball at the bottom of the swing, and about a 2 to 3 board backhand reaction, and that's all she wrote. Norm Duke perfect through 8 frames with the exception of 1 4-pin.
Working on the 4-bagger. Belmonte looks for a 4-bagger and has it.
Way to go, taking advantage of that nosedive cave-in. And how about a look at Belmo from down under? Watch this hand just rip the cover off this bowling ball. It goes through the pin so hard. His carry percentage is extremely high. It seems like all he needs to do is just touch the 1-3 and he's going to knock all 10 down.
Heating up.
See if we can make a better shot on this left lane after the cave-in.
That is fair enough. That's okay.
Well, he got the great break in the 7th. Comes back with a great shot and leaves a massive ring in 10. It's a cruel sport at times, my friend.
There's the 10-pin. After the bowling justice done, Jason acknowledging that.
Well, I owed it one back.
Yeah, but he needed that. He needed that
so
in a
late,
big
right.
way. Max score 237 for Jason Belmonte. Norm Duke right now already in the 240s.
Foundation frame here. To up 32. Seeking a 5-bagger. Which he's got. Perfect shot again. Continues to stay right in the groove.
Yes, sir! Good stuff. That's all she wrote. Just needs count. Stay behind the foul line, keep it on the lane. Doesn't even need a mark. That strike put him in the 250s. How about 7?
He'll take 9.
Done.
He'll take a win.
And done.
And the great Norm Duke will continue to climb the ladder. From the 5th position as the wild card in this King of the Swing event in Milwaukee.
How about you lunch before we ball?
Thanks for Montana.
Getting closer to that showdown.
To the top seed, Chris Barnes. Here in Milwaukee recently, Chris Loschetter got his first ever PBA Tour title. So the one-time winner takes on Norm next. Norm advances with a win over Jason Belmonte, 258 to 226. Chris Loschetter is next for the great Norm Duke, climbing the ladder. Randy, let's update our viewers on the Player of the Year race. We just saw Jason Belmonte in action. This is heading into the PBA Summer Swing. Who's your favorite?
Belmonte has really made a big statement here at the Summer Swing. Mika Koivuniemi did not bowl the event. So I'm going to have to say Jason Belmonte. But still very tight, and we still have until the end of the year.
And we know Sean Rash kills a shot, reigning PBA Player of the Year, won his 2nd major title of the 2012 Tournament of Champions, adding that major to his USBC Masters title in 2007. Won his 6th PBA Tour title at the Kuwait Open as well, finishing 2nd at the Players Championship. Also 3 third-place finishes in the 2012-2013 season. Sean, a 2-time All-American at Wichita State. His team won the 03 ITC title. He can capture back-to-back Player of the Year honors. He'd be the first to accomplish that since Walter Ray Williams Jr. did it in 97-98. Sean Rash still hoping to be the Player of the Year again.
Jean had a tough go here, but I expect him to rebound nicely and be ready for the U.S. Open in July. Pretty solid with only one title.
An outstanding season. Chris Loschetter has his championship during this Geico Summer Swing. He would love to win this event as well. Norm Duke stands in his way. Our next match is on the way.
Geico Summer King of Swing, presented by Lucas Oil on CBS Sports Network, is being brought to you by Icy Hot, America's #1 topical pain reliever. By Bud Light, it's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. And by Lucas Oil, the world leader of high performance and problem-solving lubricants for everyday cars and trucks.
16 different Hall of Famers have won a tournament title in Milwaukee. This event is not officially a PBA Tour title, but still prize money and prestige on the line. Norm Duke will take on Loschetter next. AMF Bolero Lanes, historic here in Milwaukee, opened in 1958. In fact, hosted the first ever PBA event in Milwaukee, the Miller High Life Open, back in 1966, won by Bill Lillard. I'd like to thank Roy Brent, general manager of Bolero Lanes here in Milwaukee. He and his staff, great hospitality to our entire CBS Sports Network, through all the bowlers and officials.
Some great history in Milwaukee. Some of the Hall of Fame names that have won here in Bolero: Dave Davis, Johnny Gunther, Billy Hardwick. I mean, those are some big-time names that have won here at Bolero Lanes.
Back to Norm. Back to a strike. Stays in the groove.
The Wolf Open champion owns 10 PBA regional titles. From Avon, Ohio, CeeLo, Chris Loschetter.
As he told us, life-altering experience to finally win that first PBA Tour title during this Geico Summer Swing in Milwaukee. He'll never forget it. Takes out the 10.
And Lochetter's going to play a more similar line to Norm Duke than anybody has today. Nice little hit here. A little messenger comes over, rolls the 10 out. Welcome to the telecast, Loche. Or as his good friends call him, CeeLo. I like Loche better, but that's me.
Have been 0-4 in TV title matches before winning that Wolf Open.
Soft 10 or weak 10, very common on the extended oil pattern. It's like somebody took a big glob of Lucas oil, put it right in front of the head pin.
A lot of bowling for Norm here. Climbing the ladder as the wild card in this event. Second shot of his third match is a 10-pin.
Common theme early on. Both players strike in the first. Both players leave 10 pins in the second. So the wee Iceman tries to ice pick his way to the top of the mountain to once again face his arch rival, Chris Barnes.
Who waits the winner of this one is the top seed. On the Milwaukee Open, Chris Barnes did already a good Geico Summer Swing for him. 15th career title.
All even. It's a quarter right.
Peters and Belmonte have gone down so far, head-to-head with Norm.
Let's go to three-quarter right. Let's go to three-quarter right. This one's going to be half left.
You said 3/4 right on the right lane, 3/4 of a board, and a half on the left. Micro adjustments, and that's just to try to get the weak 10.
Measured it perfectly. It's so great to hear him say it. You know it's on Norm's mind. Exactly.
Three-quarters of an inch adjustment is what Norm Duke is going to do on the right lane, and a half an inch adjustment on the left lane.
There's Aaron. There's his wife. They live in the Cleveland area.
It's Mrs. Loche.
I see Aaron last night. Came by for a visit. Chris performed so well.
Check out Chris Lochetter's arsenal, Dave. Guess what? He's using the same arsenal as Norm Duke. A lot of synergy in this match. What do you think?
Means it's going to be close, and it's all even right now. For a lead in the fourth. Blasting all 10 down to the pit.
I got a feeling this is going to be a really good match, and they're going to strike a lot.
Age 18, wow. 83 Cleveland Open. Since then, 37 total titles. 31st year on tour. And he's in the Hall of Fame. That's a Hall of Fame type shot.
So let's take a look at what Norm Duke has done on the right lane in terms of adjustments. This is match number 2. And this coming up is match number 3. Just maybe a board. Maybe. Hasn't moved a whole lot. Uh-oh.
Just a point.
Little footing issue for Norm Duke at the foul line. Coming right at us. Watch that slide. Looks like he's stuck. A lot of times sticking will lead to a little bit of a pull.
That approach looked a lot better. Picks up his 4-pin for the spare and the mark. That puts Loschetter in really good shape. Right lane, 5th frame, looks for a turkey. You up by 11. Ten-pin stands. Chris had made 10 TV Finals appearances before winning the Wolf for his first career title. He was so relieved. Took home that championship finally.
Obviously playing deeper than Norm Duke is, and that'll be the issue there. His pin carry had been so good on that right lane prior to that weak 10 shot there.
Such a load off his shoulders, as he told us after winning the PBA Wolf Open. He said that really he felt he should have won several times on the PBA Tour up to this point. 33 years old, 9th year pro. And Lucas Oil PBA Wolf Open was finally his moment.
He he threw the last 7 in a row to beat Bill O'Neill, and the most impressive shots came in the 8th, 9th, and 10th frame.
Perfect shot, Loschetter trying to stay hot. We got ourselves a great match here in Milwaukee. Winner to get the top seed, Chris Barnes. More to come. Back in Milwaukee, Chris Loschetter trying to take down legendary Hall of Famer Norm Duke in his stepladder bracket. Getting some advice from his coach, Del Ballard, moments ago. Another Hall of Fame.
I mean, do you see anything? Or I was going to say, maybe a hair furrow. If I keep my balance and get my speed down just a touch and get a little more with my middle, a little more roll, it goes out. Yeah. It's pretty much just executing, and if I don't strike, and if I do, I do. So.
The execution is going to determine pin carry because both players are going to hit the pocket. Here's a Hall of Famer. Works with both players on their equipment and adjustments, how to play the lanes.
Ball even, 6th frame. And all 10 down for Norm. Crunches. 10 back.
Strike for Norm. Even match. 7 frame.
Identical shots in every frame. Strike 9 spare double, 9 spare strike. Duke's left 2 10-pins. Loschetter 10-pin and a 4-pin. All even. The 49-year-old Hall of Famer Norm Duke taking on one-time titleist Chris Loschetter. The shot looks a little right of target. And you can see the lack of back-end reaction is not going to drive hard enough to get the 10 out. And I think Norm knew that.
Goodness.
Loschetter can take the lead. Strike here.
Right lane, 7th frame.
Love the exhaling before he moves.
How about it? 10 pins.
Spare, we're still all even. Pretty good shot here, but just a little soft into the pocket right there. If the lane was another foot longer, he would have struck.
Well, he's got to follow up, right, with a non-spared. That's what Norm did in the 7th. 10-pin knocked down. Extra Frame, the PBA's online video subscription service, now available as an app for your mobile device. Check out Extra Frame on your iPad, iPhone, or Android. Extra Frame features live streaming from all PBA Tour events, including the upcoming U.S. Open and select PBA 50 PBA regional events. Don't miss any of the action. Head to PBA.com. Click on the Extra Frame link for more information. Still even. 8th frame for Chris. 4-pin.
Highlight. Chris having trouble dialing it in. I spoke with him after he won the Wolf Championship. He said, you know, I started off quick with a double, and then I had those 2 shots that went through the nose. And I said, you know what? look out. He said, you know what, I didn't panic. I didn't say, oh, here we go again. I said, that's all right. Put it behind you. Come back and start making shots. It's exactly what he did. His mental outlook changed a lot that day, and that helped him and carried him to his first ever career title. He needs to do the same kind of thing right now.
4 times have been a runner-up. We were once at a major, the 05 PBA World Championship in Ypsilanti. Chris is a champion now. Norm's done it 37 times. 8th frame. 4-pin again.
Week 10 4-pin. Week 10 4-pin. This is
you
a
want to
great
take it or you want me to
match.
take it?
It's unbelievable. Just going to match each other.
Crazy.
Hit something. I say we just bowl the 9th and 10th and let's get it on.
Hey, let's just have a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. What do you say?
Can you remember seeing this? Recently? I guess. Even, literally. Frame for frame here, all the way through 8. Amazing.
Not sure I've ever seen anything like this. Chris Loschetter strikes in the 9th frame. We're going to still be all even. I'm going to go out on a limb and say first player that doubles next wins. Boy, is that a stretch, huh?
Aaron's focused.
No.
7.
Are you kidding me? Boy, he puts a really good touch on this shot, only to get robbed leaving the ripper 7. Watch this. Great touch, hand behind it. Just look at that great tight roll. Rips the rack. Stuff flying all in front of the 7-pin. That's not right.
He needed that strike in the foundation frame.
Well, advantage Duke now because he set up the 10th. He can strike out for 228. Max score for Loschetter 217.
Five up. This is the pocket.
Yeah, and that might cost him. I didn't think either player would miss the pocket. Loschetter goes in light, Bucket standing late, leaving the 2-5. He loses another 2 pins and count. The advantage is 3.
Picks it up at this late. That may be the end. Norm Duke, first on a strike, coming up himself when he steps up in the 10th. Be in great shape. Put this one away and make the championship match to take on Chris Barnes.
Is that his heart beating in his shirt? Or is, oh no, that's a fan making his shirt
I think
flap like
just
that. You sure that's not his heart?
Yes. Certain. There's a strike with a 10.
Always on the fill shot. Norm Duke, spare 8. He wins. He has to have a mark in the 10th. Spare 8 is enough. That's right, a spare and one more just like it, and Norm Duke's going to have a rematch with Chris Barnes. Norm right now thinking, thank God, the 8-pin went out, and I only left the 10. Got to make this.
Which he does. And now a decent count, and he will advance to take on Chris Barnes for the championship. This is not a sanctioned PBA title, but an event for prestige to wrap up the Geico Summer Swing here in Milwaukee, and some prize money to boot.
8 or better, he wins. 7, we have a tie. I would expect this one to be the high hard one, a little speed and jam it right in the pocket.
Gets 9, gets a win.
Always love the competition.
Great sportsmanship, the great Norm Duke in the Hall of Fame, and now in the finals, he'll take on Chris Barnes, the top seed already winner during the Geico Summer Swing at the Milwaukee Open. He's won 15 times. Norm's won 37. Our championship match is next. First ever Geico PBA Summer King of the Swing Championship match is coming up. Norm Duke, a winner over Chris Loschetter, 207-205. He'll take on top seed Chris Barnes next. Hey, let's talk about Player of the Year race. Jason Belmonte, throughout our broadcast this summer, you talked about him being the favorite for now. Plenty of action still to come.
I think it's still too early to call. I think there's a lot of players that are in the running. Belmonte's certainly at the top of the list. Parker's won a major. Mika's got 2 titles and currently leading the earnings category. Scott Norton with 2 wins. Can't count out Pete Weber. It wouldn't surprise me if he finally captured his first ever Player of the Year honor at age 50.
The one thing that has eluded the great Pete Weber to date. How about Parker Ball III? Won the 2013 PBA World Championship, his 33rd PBA title. Second major, having won the 01 USBC Masters as well. Parker's first title since the 08-09 season. PBA Hall of Famers made 3 TV finals during this season so far, including a 4th place finish at the USBC Masters. He's won 5 titles in a year, twice during his great PBA career. Won a title in 5 straight seasons from 97 through 01-02, collecting 18 titles in that span. Wow, what a complete era of dominance for Parker Ball III. Does he have the right stuff? What do you think?
Well, he's a great bowler, even a better guy off the lanes. Soon to be 50 years old. And I'll tell you what, his game has really withstood the test of time. He doesn't look any different now than he did when he first came out on tour 27 years ago.
Except for the mustache. 4-time Sportsmanship Award winner, 2-time Player of the Year, Parker Ball III. What a career. Great career, too, for Chris Barnes. He is the top seed. He'll take on Norm Duke. What a matchup we've got coming up. 2 PBA superstars on center stage next. We are getting set for the championship match. Barnes, Duke on the way. First, though, Randy Peterson, our Geico Championship recap. How did we get to this point, my friend?
Well, Dave, I'm going to let you know. Match number 1, Norm Duke takes on Jake Peters. Remember, Jake Peters won on this pattern, but it was all about Norm Duke imposing his will. If he leaves a washout in the 10th frame, he needs a spare. Guess what? It's a spare. Norm Duke takes down Jake Peters, 220-190. Then in match number 2, it was Norm Duke taking on the 2-handed wonder from down under, Jason Belmonte. Guess what? It's all Duke again. He starts with a 3-bagger, ends with a 5-bagger. Crushes Jason Belmonte, 258-226.
Thanks a lot, Dan.
And then in match number 3, a seesaw battle went back and forth. This match was tied, coming down to the 9th and 10th frame. Norm Duke, beautiful strike. but here's the opening Duke was looking for. Loschetter gets 8 in the 10th frame. Duke needs 9 spare 9. He gets 9 spare 9. He wins by 2.
Early in the Geico Summer Swing, Chris Barnes, the winner in the Milwaukee Open. When it wrapped up, he signed his ball, handed it to Dallas Stryker's team owner, NFL superstar Terrell Owens, a bowling aficionado. But moments later, he realized, wait a minute, I'm going to compete again in the King of the Swing. I need that ball back. And it's on the ball return now. We're going to see that ball during this match. Chris is joined by Randy Laneside right now. Guys.
Well, it's a good thing you got that ball back because you're going to use it again. A little deja vu going on. You're going to get Norm Duke one more time on the exact same oil pattern, using the exact same ball. But is your look on the lanes exactly the same?
Well, it's never exactly the same. And anytime you throw Jason into the mix, the lanes always change faster. But I'm actually not too much different. You know, there's a little snowball going up 25 early on to try and make the early hook, and it still hooks on that left lane a little bit. It's going to hook more. But the adjustments seem to be the same, and I don't give the 3-pin away. I can still knock them over.
Which is the better lane for you?
You never know till you start. I think it's the left lane now. I reserve the right to change my mind later.
All right, Chris, good luck. Thanks.
Thanks.
Well, the brackets heading into this championship match. Barnes and Duke, the only 2 standing. Norm has climbed the ladder from the wild card spot, the only non-winner of the Geico Summer Swing here in Milwaukee. For prior events, we are ready for another great head-to-head matchup between these 2 superstars. This will be fun. This is not an official PBA Tour title they are vying for. But Barnes and Duke are tied in their TV matches, 3-3. So it's a great matchup, and it's a great start for Norm Duke with a strike.
The Milwaukee Open champion is a 15-time PBA Tour titleist and Triple Crown winner from Double Oak, Texas, Chris Barnes.
Coming to us from the Dallas Metroplex. Ten-pin.
And what a great match these two had at the Milwaukee Open, Dave. It came down to the 10th frame once again, and Chris Barnes throwing the last 3 and then getting 9 on his fill shot, forcing Duke to do the same. And Norm got the first hit and then went flat 10, second ball in the 10th frame. And the title was Chris Barnes's and ended up his 15th.
PBA Milwaukee Open. PBA title number 15 for Chris Barnes. Talked about the great finish he had head-to-head with Norm Duke in the championship match. And on the bench with a 10-pin for Norm Duke, Chris Barnes took home the title. Here's a 10-pin again for Chris.
All right.
One of 4 winners during the summer swing. Badger, Wolf, Bear, and Milwaukee Opens held here. There's the 10-pin. Jake Peters, Chris Loschetter, Jason Belmonte, and Chris Barnes. All winning to get into this event. The Summer King of the Swing. Norm, the wild card, with the top points earnings to get into the final 5. We are down to 2. Seven-pin.
Well, Barnes goes back-to-back flat 10s.
Come on.
Duke does not like this next shot he threw. I think he's pretty ecstatic about the fact that he only left the 7-pin.
Are you serious, really?
Norm telling us this week his big motivation, keep up with PDW, Pete Weber. They each have 37 titles. They're great friends and motivate one another. Keep on going. He still loves show day, there's no question about that, and loves performing with shots like that.
Hey, here's my theory on it. I don't care what age you are. If you can still compete at this level, you should be doing it full time. It's when you're on the downside of your career and you can't beat anybody anymore and you've had enough and the travel's making you crazy, that's when you say, you know what, guys, it's time to throttle back.
Go.
Back to back to back flat 10s for Chris Barnes. The technician needs to figure out a way to get his ball through the pins the correct way.
If anyone can, it's Chris. Great in-match strategist. As good as they come with self-evaluation while play is going on.
Future Hall of Famer.
Unquestioned.
He knows the deal. He's got to stay patient. Norm's not running away yet. It's early. It's going to the same ball, but a different layout. Smack down. So he goes to a ball that's pin ups to try to create a little bit more down lane reaction.
Six, seven split instead as he misses the 1-3 pocket.
Too much down lane reaction, or it was left of target, but this ball cuts right through the heart.
Whiffs and misses both.
What are we going to try there? I mean, that was an inch from covering the 6-7.
And just like that, the lead up to 16 pins for Norm Duke. Works on a strike. Fourth frame, right lane to go up by 26. That's way high. There's a big 4.
4, 6, 7, 10 split. Big 4.
4, 6, 7, 10. Only made once in PBA history on TV. Walter Ray Williams Jr., 2005. Norcross, Georgia, outside Atlanta. Randy and I called it.
Norm looked very surprised that that happened. Look out. That's a mistake. He goes for 2. And he's up by 2. Instead, he tries to slide the 6-pin over into the 4-7, and now they're tied.
Open. Low pin count. Unusual turn of events here.
I have to assume that was a mistake.
There's the response. Nice answer in the 5th for a strike.
2 pins and count may come back to haunt Norm Duke.
Good job.
I mean, right now it's all even. Chris Barnes still looking for his first strike of the game. Remember, the last time these two squared off on this oil pattern was the Milwaukee Open title match. Barnes shot 246.
That looks better.
All right. 1.5 left. Catch a fingernail in it. Let's go.
After just went at the Milwaukee Open, Chris now 3-10, has the #1 seed in official PBA championship matches. In the TV format, this is not a sanctioned PBA event, just prestige title. There's a 10.
Well, he changed balls back in the 4th frame. He went through the nose and split. So he goes back to the ball he originally started with, that he was leaving all the flat 10s with. He strikes in the 5th, comes back with another flat 10 in the 6th. Now he's got to do it with touch. If that's the ball he's going to use, he's got to figure out a way to be nice to it at the bottom of the swing to get it to behave properly down lane and go through the pins the right way to knock all 10 down.
Who wants to take control of this match, Randy? That's the question.
Well, look, I mean, the last time Duke just picked up the wrong ball. Had to put a spare ball back down. He then grabbed the ball he's been using for a strike ball. Let's see what happens. Last time on this lane was a big 4.
In the 6th. All 10 down. Triple Crown winners,
Rack,
Pete
please,
Weber.
on the left lane.
He's got 2 as Norm calls for a re-rack. Chris and Norm each have 1, along with Mike Albee. Greats like Johnny Petraglia and Billy Hardwick. USBC Masters, only thing that's eluding Chris Barnes.
Triple Crown consists of the U.S. Open, Tournament of Champions, and the World Championships. Used to be the National Championship.
Ten-pin for Norm.
That was all me. You got to make a shot, Norman. Dang it. Heck, it's wrong. Making a shot. Wrong, making a shot, man.
Down 9, works on a spare. Chris Barnes, response.
Great shot. Well, he really gave this one the business, and this ball faced up nicely. Let's not forget, in the 4th frame, Chris Barnes left the 6-7 split, missed both of them. Norm Duke left the big 4 and only got 1. Chris Barnes with a strike now can take the lead. Look at him dropping down that ball position so he can throw it a little bit slower.
8 frame left lane. Help on number 4. Down it goes. And the lead for Chris Barnes.
Well, that's the first off hit anybody's carried in this game. It couldn't have happened at a better, more fortuitous time than right now for Chris Barnes.
Norm's answer. All 10 down. Now we're going to go right down the wire again.
If Duke would have gotten 2 instead of 1, he would still be in the lead by 1 pin right now. Both players go off the sheet. Norm Duke would shoot 223. Chris Barnes would shoot 224.
There are your max scores, right on cue.
a big shot. And the wee Iceman cometh and sets up the 10th frame.
In the lead. Doubles. Strikes in the 8th and 9th. Foundation frame time now for Chris Barnes, looking for a turkey himself to take the lead right back. And to set up a dramatic finish from Milwaukee to wrap up the Geico Summer Swing. You bet.
Well, he's done it throughout this summer swing. He just comes up big in the 9th and 10th frame. He did it against Duke to win. He did it against Belmonte, even though he didn't win. But he's been real big, 9th and 10th frame. That ball just inside the 5th arrow, about the 26th board. Just rolling his hand right up the back of that bowling ball. 1-pin match, favor Chris Barnes. If he strikes out in the 10th frame, there's nothing Norm Duke can do about it. Once again, their match. Deja vu all over again, coming down to the 10th frame. Last time in this situation, Chris Barnes got up and threw 2 strikes and got 9. Norm Duke could only match with 1 strike and 9 spare, and it was all over.
He's made 78 career TV appearances. 15 wins. He's been in this spot so many times before. Can he come through? Number 4 down late again. Tripped. A big strike for Chris Barnes.
Nothing you can do about that when you're sitting on the bench. Chris Barnes has rolled 2 4-pins. 2 huge 4-pins. He's been the recipient on the other end plenty of times in his career. A lot of times when that happens to you as a player, you just get the feeling today is my day. Chris Barnes can duplicate it with 2 more strikes. It will be.
Nine pin.
Man, I won another one too. Still wasn't enough.
Well, went to the well one more time and didn't get the 9-pin out this time. Look how deep he's playing between 5th and 6th arrow. And again, if Norm would have gotten 2 instead of 1 on that big 4, we wouldn't be talking about shutout. He wouldn't have been able to shut out Norm. Now, Norm Duke, 2 in the 10th to win.
Big open frame. Randy earlier in the match going for the big 4. Only got 1 in the 4th.
I honestly think that he was trying to slide the 6 over into the 4-7. I just don't understand why. Now he needs a double.
There's 1. Trophy and $10,000 will go to the winner. Not an official PBA Tour title, but any championship is big for these guys. And they love the competition. Gotta have it. +1. Gets it! Norm Duke! Comes through.
The exact same thing happened in the Milwaukee Open. Norm left a flat 10. This time Norm comes through in the 10th frame. And this time it's Norm Duke's turn.
I couldn't give you 2 chances. I'll tell you what, I know. That's great bowling. You beat us all this big man.
Hall of Fame PBA superstar Norm Duke from Claremont, Florida. Takes home the first ever King of the Swing title.
Thank you, man. Where do you want me?
There it is, Normie. Plus $10,000. Can you tell the guy's a fan favorite? They call Duke every time he throws it down the lane, hoping for a strike and hoping to watch him win a championship, which he does today in Milwaukee. More coming up from Bolero Lane.
Oh, boy.
Geico's Summer King of Swing, presented by Lucas Oil on CBS Sports Network, is being brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. By USBC, the national governing body for bowling, providing services, resources, and standards for the sport. To learn more, visit us on bowl.com. And by Lucas Oil, the world leader of high performance and problem-solving lubricants for everyday cars and trucks.
The great bowling city of Milwaukee now has hosted 33 PBA Tour events. And its first ever Summer King of the Swing. And the champion is Norm Duke. 222-213 over the top seed Chris Barnes, all the way from the 5th spot as the wild card. He had not won during the Geico Summer Swing, got in because he was the points champ throughout the other 4 events and qualifying. And the winner, Norm Duke, now joined by Randy.
Thanks, Dave. Some great work out there today, young man. Started at the bottom of the ladder, climbed all the way to the top of the ladder. How'd you do it?
Well, you know, I stayed with the game plan. I have this Storm Marble Pearl that I knew that if I just kept it in play, that it would do nothing worse than 9, Randy, and that was huge. There were 5 7s out there, 8 10s, and I'm really comfortable with the ball, and I get to use it all day. That was fine.
I mean, this really was deja vu from the Milwaukee Open. You and Barnes going back at it again in the title match. Comes down to the 10th frame, and it was the same scenario. You needed 2 strikes in the 10th frame. In that event, you got the first strike, you left a flat 10. Yeah. What was different about this go-around?
Well, you know, I made a really good shot against Chris for that victory at Milwaukee, but I flinched just enough to need the lane, meaning that I missed a little bit right, fraction, and it checked a little bit and didn't hit the pins hard enough, so I kept my eyes in this time, and I said, look, man, you post this thing up, it's high flush, don't even worry about the light hits.
How were you able to stay so much farther right than the rest of the players today?
Well, obviously, I was using a lot less rev rate than they are. So many of the guys are power players. And although I have a little bit of power, my strength in my game is that I can keep it online and keep the revolution consistent. And so I did that with some success today. And the other guys seemed to fight 4th arrow and in a little more today than they did in the Milwaukee Open.
Norm, thanks very much. Congratulations. See you back in Claremont.
Randy and Norm, 16 Hall of Famers have won a PBA Tour title in Milwaukee for the first time in his great career. Norm Duke has won in the Brew Cities. He takes out Chris Barnes. Randy Peterson, the entire crew, Dave Ryan saying so long from Milwaukee. For scores, highlights, features, and more, go to CBSSports.com. It's been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. One of the all-time greats the game has ever seen, Norm Duke, a champion in Milwaukee today.